75% of Americans over 50 say they want to age in their own home, surrounded by what's familiar, and that number comes straight from AARP's 2024 survey. When health challenges come up and living alone gets harder, most families assume a nursing home is the only answer, which simply isn't true. 8 alternatives exist that most people never hear about, and they often cost 30 to 60% less while delivering equal or better outcomes for your health, your happiness, and your independence. Before we get into those options, you need to understand why this conversation matters more right now than it ever has before. Why this matters now. Between February and July of 2024, 774 nursing homes closed across the country, and that displaced roughly 28,000 residents who suddenly needed somewhere else to go. 90% fewer new facilities opened in 2024 compared to 2020, which tells you the industry is shrinking rather than growing. The price tag has hit a record high according to the Genworth CareScout 2024 Cost of Care Survey, with a private room averaging $127,750 per year, which works out to over $10,600 every single month. A semi-private room still runs about $111,325 annually. Staffing shortages have reached a breaking point. 94% of nursing homes report difficulty recruiting workers, and 72% operate with fewer staff than they did before COVID. The industry still needs over 130,000 workers just to return to pre-pandemic levels, and that gap shows no signs of closing. Mental health outcomes paint an even grimmer picture. A 2024 meta-analysis published in Aging and Mental Health examined 48 studies covering 28,501 participants, and the researchers found that 53% of nursing home residents experience depressive symptoms. Major depressive disorder affects 27% of residents, and within 90 days of admission, 1 in 7 receives a new depression diagnosis. None of this means nursing homes are wrong for everyone. Round-the-clock skilled nursing care, complex medical management like IV medications or ventilator support, advanced dementia requiring constant supervision. These situations genuinely call for a nursing facility. What changes the equation is when someone needs help but doesn't require that level of medical intervention. That's where the alternatives come in. Option 1. Home care and in-home aids. Bringing care to you rather than moving you to care sounds simple, and in many ways it is. Home health aides provide hands-on personal assistance with activities of daily living like bathing, dressing, grooming, eating, and toileting. And they can measure vital signs and assist with medical equipment while working under a registered nurse's supervision. Personal care aides handle the non-medical tasks like household chores, meal preparation, companionship, and transportation. The 2024 Genworth survey puts a full-time home health aide at about $77,792 annually, which breaks down to roughly $33 to $34 per hour. Stack that against $127,750 for a private nursing home room, and you're looking at nearly 40% savings. And that's before any insurance or Medicare kicks in. Here's what catches most families off guard. Medicare covers home health care at 100% with no copay when you meet 4 requirements. You need to be homebound, meaning leaving home requires considerable effort. You need skilled nursing or therapy services. A doctor must order and certify the care, and a Medicare certified agency must provide it. Coverage extends up to 8 hours per day with a maximum of 28 hours per week, and that benefit alone can transform what's financially possible. Medicare won't cover 24-hour care or custodial care that doesn't involve skilled services, but for millions of people, partial coverage makes staying home realistic. When searching for quality home care, Medicare's Care Compare tool at Medicare.gov shows star ratings on certified agencies, and you'll want to ask about background checks, caregiver training, and what happens if your regular caregiver calls in sick. Option 2. Assisted living. Assisted living occupies the middle ground between complete independence and nursing home care, and the key difference comes down to skilled nursing. Assisted living provides help with daily activities and medication management without the 24/7 skilled nursing you find in a nursing home. You get your own private apartment or room, personalized space, and more flexible schedules, which feels like residential living with support rather than a medical facility. National median cost runs about $5,900 per month, roughly $70,800 per year, which lands 45% below a private nursing home room. That base cost typically covers your room or apartment, up to 3 meals daily, basic personal care assistance, housekeeping, laundry, 24-hour supervision, activities, and emergency response. Watch the fine print though, because medication management might add $200 to $800 per month, and incontinence care another $100 to $500, and those extras add up fast. Medicare does not cover assisted living room and board, which surprises many families. What helps is that 41 states now cover home care services provided within assisted living through Medicaid waivers. So if you qualify for Medicaid, part of your care costs might still be covered, even though the housing itself isn't. Option 3. Adult foster care. Adult foster care remains one of the best-kept secrets in senior care, and most families have never heard of it. These are licensed residential homes, typically housing 1 to 6 residents, where trained caregivers, who often live right in the home, provide personalized assistance with daily activities, meals, medication reminders, housekeeping, transportation, and 24-hour supervision. Monthly costs generally fall between $1,500 and $3,500, which stacks up at 53 to 81% less than a nursing home. Compare $2,500 a month to $10,600, and the math speaks for itself. Washington State runs one of the strongest programs in the country, with comprehensive regulations and robust Medicaid coverage through waivers. Oregon has over 1,354 adult foster homes with more than 6,241 licensed beds, which gives you a sense of how established these programs are in states that support them. Low caregiver-to-resident ratios, often one caregiver for every 2 or 3 residents, mean individualized attention that larger facilities struggle to match. The main limitation is that these homes cannot provide skilled nursing care, so if your medical needs increase significantly, you might need to relocate. That's a real consideration. But for people who need help without complex medical intervention, adult foster care offers remarkable value. Option 4. PACE programs. PACE stands for Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, and calling it underutilized doesn't capture how overlooked this option really is. PACE coordinates all your medical, social, and long-term care services in one program, keeping you at home in your community rather than moving you to a nursing home. Each program centers on a PACE Day Center that serves as a hub for medical care, therapies, meals, and social activities, and the same program delivers home care services when you need them. What PACE covers reads like a wish list: primary and specialty care, hospital care, emergency services, all prescription drugs, physical and occupational therapy adult day, health services, home health aides, personal care, home-delivered meals, transportation to the PACE Center and every medical appointment, dentistry, nutritional counseling, social work, and even nursing home care when medically necessary. For people who qualify for both Medicare and Medicaid, the monthly premium is $0, with no deductibles and no copays. Every service listed, covered completely at no cost. Research on PACE outcomes shows participants are 25 to 30% less likely to be hospitalized, and only 6% reside in nursing homes. Mortality rates run lower and satisfaction with care runs higher. When PACE programs close, former participants experience spikes in emergency department visits, hospitalizations, and nursing home placements, which tells you how much the program was actually doing for them. Currently, 188 to 194 PACE programs operate across 33 states and Washington, D.C., serving over 88,000 participants. Qualifying requires being 55 or older, living in a program service area, and being certified by your state as needing nursing home level of care. Medicare.gov has a PACE finder, or you can call 1-800-MEDICAID directly. Option 5. Family caregiving with paid support. All 50 states and Washington, D.C. have Medicaid programs that can pay family members to provide care, and that includes 34 or more states that allow spouses to be paid caregivers. California's in-home supportive services program pays $16 to $20 per hour in most counties and over $20 per hour in urban areas like Los Angeles and San Diego. Payment rates nationally range from $13 to $26 per hour, depending on state. Qualifying for these programs requires Medicaid eligibility, with income limits varying by state between $914 and $2,742 per month for home and community-based services. Most programs require a nursing home level of care determination, meaning you need enough assistance to otherwise qualify for a nursing facility. Family caregivers also need respite, which means temporary relief so you can take a break without the person you're caring for going without help. In-home respite runs about $10 to $35 per hour. Adult daycare averages $98 to $100 per day. And the National Family Caregiver Support Program serves over 700,000 caregivers annually, with nearly 6 million hours of respite. Your local area agency on aging connects you to these services. Tax benefits add another layer of savings. Claiming a parent as a dependent requires their gross income to stay under $5,050 while you provide more than half their financial support, and that qualifies you for the credit for other dependents worth up to $500. Medical expenses exceeding 7.5% of your adjusted gross income can also be deducted when you itemize. Option 6. Life Plan Communities. Life Plan Communities, also called Continuing Care Retirement Communities or CCRCs, offer a continuum of care under one roof. You start in independent living, and if your needs change, you transition to assisted living, then to memory care, and even to skilled nursing without leaving your community. Your spouse can remain in the same facility, even if your care levels differ, which keeps couples together through changing circumstances. Entrance fees average around $400,000, though they range from $80,000 to over $1 million depending on contract type and location. Monthly fees run $2,000 to $5,000 or more on top of that entrance fee. Contract types matter enormously here. Type of contracts, called life care, carry the highest entrance fees but guarantee unlimited care at no additional monthly cost when your needs increase. Type C contracts, the fee-for-service model, have lower upfront costs but charge full market rates when you need high levels of care. Rental communities skip the entrance fee entirely but come with the highest monthly costs. A portion of your entrance fee, typically 30 to 50%, and part of your monthly fees may qualify as tax-deductible prepaid medical expenses. Only about 20% of CCRCs hold CARF accreditation, but those that do appear 4 times more often on Newsweek's Best CCRCs list, which makes that credential worth checking. Option 7. Village networks and co-housing. The village movement builds aging support around community rather than facilities, and it started with Beacon Hill Village in Boston back in 2001 and 2002. Today, over 264 villages operate across 43 states, with 55 or more in development. Membership costs typically run $300 to $600 per year, which is less than a single day in a nursing home. And that fee gets you access to transportation for appointments, light home maintenance, technology coaching, social and educational programs, and referrals to vetted service providers. Financial hardship often qualifies for reduced rates, so cost alone shouldn't rule this option out. Naturally occurring retirement communities, called NORCs, are neighborhoods that weren't designed for seniors, but evolved to have 40% or more households headed by older individuals. New York State funds 43 NORCs, serving thousands of clients, with costs averaging just $500 per participant per year, compared to $159,000 for nursing home care. Senior co-housing communities take the concept further with intentional communities combining private homes and shared common spaces, and about 45 senior-focused communities are established or in development nationwide. Shared housing programs like Silvernest, operating in 32 or more states with an 85% success rate, match homeowners with compatible housemates for a typical rent of $600 to $800 per month, or reduced rent in exchange for household help. The Village to Village Network at vtvnetwork.org and COHOUSING.org connect you to these options. Option 8. Home modifications and aging in place. Technology. Sometimes the answer isn't a different place to live, but making your current home work better for aging. A HRP research from January 2025 found that 70% of adults 50 and older feel comfortable using technology to age in place. And the age tech market is projected to reach $120 billion by 2030. Medical alert systems now cost as little as $19 to $42 per month. And smart home technology like voice assistants, video doorbells, motion sensors, and medication dispensers can provide safety monitoring without feeling institutional. One statistic stands out. 62% of seniors who don't receive help after a fall may lose the ability to live independently, which is why the golden hour after a fall matters so much and why medical alert systems can mean the difference between staying home and being forced into a facility. Funding sources exist for home modifications that many families don't know about. USDA offers grants up to $10,000 and loans up to $40,000 at 1% interest for rural residents. HUD's Older Adult Home Modification Program provided $30 million in grants in fiscal year 2024. Veterans can access VHISA grants up to $6,800 for service-connected disabilities. Habitat for Humanity offers free modifications through their Aging in Place program in many communities. Typical costs break down like this. Grab bars run $50 to $300, ramps $1,000 to $8,000, walk-in shower conversions $2,500 to $8,000, and stair lifts $3,000 to $15,000. Compared to nursing home costs, these one-time investments often pay for themselves within months. A special note for veterans. Veterans and their spouses who served during wartime have access to VA aid and attendance, a benefit that often goes unclaimed. For 2025, a single veteran can receive up to $2,358 per month, which adds up to $28,300 annually. A married veteran qualifies for up to $2,795 monthly, and even surviving spouses can receive up to $1,515 per month. This money can fund any of the care options covered in this video, from home care to assisted living to adult foster care. Qualifying requires 90 or more days of active duty, with at least 1 day during a wartime period. An honorable discharge, being 65 or older or permanently disabled, needing help with activities of daily living, and having a net worth under $163,699. 75% or more of assisted living costs can count as medical expenses for VA purposes, which can help you qualify even if your assets seem too high at first glance. Making the right decision. Choosing the right path depends on your level of care needs, and a simple framework helps sort through the options. Minimal needs with daily activities point toward aging in place with home modifications, village programs, or occasional home help. Moderate needs suggest home care services with personal care aides or adult day programs. High daily living needs combined with some medical requirements open up home health care, assisted living, or adult foster care as strong options. 24-hour nursing or complex medical management calls for PACE programs first if you're eligible. And if PACE isn't available in your area, a skilled nursing facility may genuinely be the right choice. Warning signs that your current situation isn't working include frequent falls, missed medications, unexplained weight loss, worsening hygiene, increased confusion, wandering, or caregiver burnout. These signals mean it's time to reassess, and waiting too long to act often limits your options. Conclusion. Deb Whitman, AARP's Executive Vice President and Chief Public Policy Officer, put it plainly in December 2024. Aging is universal, but where and how we age should be something that we control. And in this era where roughly 10,000 people turn 65 in America every day, we need to find ways to make it easier to age in place. Most alternatives cost 30 to 60% less than nursing homes, while research shows equal or better outcomes. PACE programs remain dramatically underutilized, costing $0 for dual-eligible seniors while covering everything from prescriptions to transportation and reducing hospitalizations by 25 to 30%. Family caregivers can be paid through programs in all 50 states. Planning ahead matters whether that means considering long-term care insurance or understanding Medicaid rules before you need care. What 75% of seniors want? Staying in their own homes often matches what the research supports for better mental health outcomes. The question isn't whether alternatives exist, but which one fits your situation. Start by calling the Eldercare Locator at 1-800-677-116, and they can connect you with local resources for every option covered in this video. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Vital Edge for more evidence-based guidance on living your healthiest life after 60. I'll see you in the next one.